Hi everyone, my name is Gabby. I am the content creator for Tourism Oxford, and today I'm going to share with you some of my favorite tips and tricks for Instagram. There'll be a little bit about the mechanics of Instagram, but really what I want to focus on for the bulk of the presentation is just about the type of content that will resonate with your audience. Of course, just like Facebook, Instagram's algorithms are constantly changing, so what works today may not work down the road. But my goal for this presentation is to give you some of those kind of evergreen tips that will help you and will help them stay a little bit more current down the road. So just the type of content that will continue to resonate despite whatever the algorithm is doing. So I'm going to share my screen with you. I think that should work. And here we go. Just takes a sec. Okay, so I've called this presentation The Road to Instagram, and spoiler alert, it's easier than you think. Instagram is one of my favorite social media platforms, probably my very favorite social media platform. It's awesome for brand recognition, fostering brand loyalty, and storytelling, which is really what marketing should always be about. So in their own words, what is Instagram? I lifted this right off their website. Instagram is a free photo and video sharing app available on iPhone and Android. People can upload photos or videos to our service and share them with their followers or with a select group of friends. They can also view, comment, and like posts shared by their friends on Instagram. So it's a very simple way of describing it, but really it's so much more powerful than that. And let's look at why you should be on it. 1 billion people use this platform every single month. 500 million people use Instagram stories daily, with 63% of users logging in daily. 62% of people say they become more interested in a brand after seeing it in Instagram stories. So that right there should tell you that Instagram is an awesome place to foster that brand loyalty and make people fall in love with your business. So it's not really a matter of if you should be on Instagram, but how and when. And the time is now, spoiler alert. So we use Instagram at Tourism Oxford to inspire and tell a story. This is not a great app to just come on and sell and talk about your latest sale. It's more about storytelling and getting people to invest not only in your business, but you as a business owner. Instagram is all about your unique perspective. So we often use this photo in our presentations. It's totally weird. I refuse to explain what it is, but I love it. I'm just using it to say that nobody has your voice. Nobody is uniquely you, only you, and that is your power on Instagram because you have a story to share that nobody else does, and that creates values for your audience. So keep that in mind as we go forward. Whoop. Okay, so let's just look at the mechanics of posting to your feed. So this would be very similar to on Facebook if you put a post up and then it shows up in the news feed. Same thing on Instagram. It'll go on your profile, and then those people who are following you will also see it in their news feed. So how to post. You're going to hit this plus sign button, and then it's going to give you a few choices. So library means you can pick a photo or video that you already have on your camera roll. And this is how I tend to do it. I take photos and video on my phone, and then I bring them into Instagram app. I don't generally take photos within the app. And that's simply because I want them on my phone. So you do have the choice of doing it right in the app, and then video is to take a video right in the app. So once you've selected or taken your photo, it'll bring you to this third screen, and you can pop your caption in there, tag any people or businesses that might be in the photo or video or who need to see it, and then add the location, which most likely will be your business, or it could be at one of your partner's businesses, whatever the case. Now let's talk about the type of content that resonates when you're doing these newsfeed posts. So the first type I want to talk about is a post that teases your audience of something that's kind of exciting. It generates excitement of something that's to come that they should definitely tune back into your page for or visit your business for down the road. So this is a really great example from Early Bird Coffee in Woodstock. They've got a nice, crisp, clear photo of 3 coffees laid out. They look like sample sizes. You'll notice the background is interesting, but it's not taking away from what's on the table. And then they've captioned this really smartly. So they said coffee sips will soon be available for tourists and, of course, for our beloved locals. We wanted to create an experience similar to a flight of beer for our roasting labs and for anyone stopping by the roastery to learn all things coffee. So to me, that says, okay, there's going to be this new tasting that I can get at my local coffee shop. It's not ready yet, but I should definitely keep checking back on their page to know when I can go in and get it. The next type of content that resonates really well on Instagram is the type of content that allows the audience to put themselves either in your restaurant, in a park that you want them to go to, in your shop, using your product, using your service. They can envision themselves there through the picture and through the caption. So Ontario Travel always does a really good job of this. You could go check out their feed. But I liked this one in particular because there's somebody walking through the woods. You can't really tell who it is, but it's a really beautiful photo. And I don't know about you, but right away I'm thinking, oh, I would love to be there. I can totally picture myself doing this exact same thing. And then they've got a cute little caption. Hands up if you're looking forward to walking through a literal winter wonderland this season. Me emoji. Now, behind the scenes content is actually one of my favorite parts of Instagram. And the reason for it is because it gives people that idea that they're seeing something exclusive. They're getting kind of the look behind the velvet rope. So this is a really great example from a farm on Amherst Island, just off Kingston, called Topsy Farms. And they were working on rehabilitating this adorable little lamb named Phoenix. She's disabled. And they really took, through a number of posts, they took their audience through her kind of trajectory, through her treatment. They talked about what they'd be doing, how she was doing, and report back. And it worked on a number of levels. So first of all, I felt a lot of brand loyalty, and judging by the comments and likes, a lot of other people did too, because what kind of farm that sells lamb meat would put this much work into trying to save this baby lamb? I think that's really, really great in and of itself. But the other thing I love that Topsy Farm did was that they didn't shy away from the bumps and bruises. So unfortunately, Phoenix the lamb did not make it through treatment. She passed, and Topsy Farms didn't have a roadmap for that, but they really did tell the story because that's part of farming as well. And it was a really authentic way to share a little piece of their story. So give that one a look and give them a follow. Actually, they're a really great account doing a lot of best practices on Instagram, so it's worth checking out. Posts that tell a story, and I know I keep coming back to this idea of storytelling, but Instagram is a really great opportunity to look around your business and say, okay, what are some of the cool things that maybe I take for granted in my business, but that other people will be interested in? So whether that be the history of the building you're in, or some of the cool people you work with, or what sort of sparked your passion to inspire you to do what you do. One really cool example of this is Quails is a restaurant in Tavistock that we work with, and I would consider them sort of a heritage restaurant. So they're in a building from the early 1900s, and it's housed everything from a piano factory to a bowling alley to the Tavistock Gazette. So we wanted to look at how we could tell that story in a fun, lighthearted way while still kind of sharing some of. Don't be afraid to just kind of walk away. You don't have to post everything as soon as you think about it. This was the case where I wrote the draft over a couple of days in between other tasks, and I came back to it and edited it, and it ended up being one of our most highly engaged posts. So lots of likes, lots of comments. The Tavistock Gazette even did a little feature on it and shared it in the newspaper. A convenience store hung it on their wall. So there were real world marketing effects as well as those on social media. So just think about maybe some of the stories that you can tell. Okay, this is another mechanical thing, but taking advantage of this link right here. So on your profile, you get the opportunity to put one link. And that is a great place and a great opportunity to drive people to exactly where you want to go. So I'll kind of give you an example of how this would work. Say I just wrote a blog on 7 pumpkin-y things to do this fall in Oxford County. I would put the blog link right there. Then we posted a photo to our news feed like we just showed. Sorry, I'll move my head. And it said relationship status, obsessed with all things pumpkin, including this awesome photo from Fleming Farms. Check out all the ways to enjoy a bit of pumpkin-y fun at the link in our bio. And that tells people to go to our profile, click that link, and they'll get the blog. Now, if you're having trouble deciding what link you want, okay, so usually people do this through a third-party app, or they build, in our case, we built a page on our website to do this, but basically Linktree is the one that we've seen used a lot, so that's why I have it here, but you don't have to choose Linktree. But basically it's a website that helps you create a list of links that all drive from that link in your bio. So users hit that link and it brings them to a curated list of content that then they can choose which one they want to go to and click on it. So this is an example of See You Soon Travel. I clicked on the link in her bio, and then it brings up, do you want to go to a video? Do you want to go to her fall road trip blog through our Alora, a weekend itinerary in Tecumseh? So she's kind of taken all her latest posts and she's listed them there. It's a really effective way to make use of that. So posting best practices. First of all, on Instagram with your newsfeed, you want to do your best to post clean, nice looking photos. Think about what's in the background. Can you clear it out? Is it too busy? Is it interesting? Is the photo crisp or is it blurry? You don't want to post a blurry photo on Instagram because it is a very visual app and a very visual form of social media. You want to make sure that those photos are nice and appealing. So hashtag you can do it. What is a hashtag? What hashtags you should be using and why? So a hashtag, to put it really simply for those who don't know, is a word or a string of words that start with a pound sign with no spaces in between to identify a specific topic. So users can click on that hashtag and a selection of all the posts that have ever used that hashtag come up and you can scroll through them. So it's a really great way for people who maybe don't follow you to discover your content. Some of the hashtags we use include Tour Oxford, Discover ON, which is the provincial hashtag, Explore Canada, which is the national tourism hashtag, and hashtag Oxford County, which is a really popular one around here. The hashtags you use are going to vary based on what you're posting about. And you want to try and find hashtags that aren't so flooded with information that it's like Twitter and it just disappears. But you also want to find something that's populated enough that people are looking for it. So it's finding that fine balance. And if you need help doing that, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm happy to help you look. And another really great way to deal with that is look at what your competition is using. Okay, let's talk about stories and highlights, which I think are one of the most fun parts of the app. So how to add a story mechanically, you just tap that little camera button in the top left. You hit record, which is this white button. So if you want to take a photo, you just tap it. If you want to do a video, you hold it down. Or just like on a news feed, you can upload it straight from your camera roll. Just hit that. And then you'll get this next screen and you can choose a filter if you want. If you have over 10,000 followers, you can add a link, but unfortunately you can't if you don't. This button that looks like a sticker, like a smiley face square sticker, allows you to add GIFs, allows you to add location, all kinds of stuff. So have fun looking around in there. And then this squiggly line allows you to draw on your story, and then the A's allow you to add text. And then once you're done and it's ready to go, you just hit that little circle with your logo or your profile picture in the bottom left, and it'll go to your story. So let's talk about what makes a great story. So I can't hammer home enough, a great story uses video. You can still use photographs, but make sure that you're trying to add at least some videos to your story. Tell us about a new product, an experience, or something that's happening with your business because video typically outperforms photos, and it also helps the viewer get to know you. Now, differently from an Instagram post, a story does not need to be as curated. It's there to feel more authentic, to engage with your customers in a very real, time-sensitive, timely way. So a really great example of someone who does this really well is Simply Nick Nutrition. So go check out her videos. But she's really good about just popping on. She's totally herself. She's got a great sense of humor. And she's basically just like, hey, what's up? Here's my new product. Here's how you can expect it. And just kind of teasing out those details. And in return, she has a really great follower base who are very, very engaged with her content. A great story, similar to a great post, informs, excites, and causes anticipation. Now, the key thing here is consistency. So I'll give you this example from my local donut shop. Every Monday night, they're closed on Mondays. Every Monday night, they post their new donut flavors for the week. So they're only available for the next 6 days. And without fail, when I go onto Instagram Monday night, I can go to their page and those 6 flavors will be there. And of course, I usually end up ordering. Stories, best practices. So just to sum up, use video, is authentic because nobody else has your voice, like we said. And then finally, if you're working with other businesses, tag them because that allows them to take that story and add it to their own story. And then you're doubling or tripling your audience. Highlights. Okay, so highlights are a spot on your profile where you can save some of the Instagram stories that you've done in the past. And basically, you want to think about what is the best way to organize this. So I love what Shaw's Ice Cream has done. Basically, what they've done is taken some of their most frequently asked questions and broken them down into their highlights. So where can I buy Shaw's ice cream? What flavors do you have? What are your hours at the shop? And then other frequently asked questions. So it's a very smart way to use it. There's a couple other examples here that you can take a look at. And then also look at the fact that they all match they're all curated. And that's something you can do through an app like Canva or however you do your graphic design. It's kind of an added bonus. It's not the most important thing, so don't start there. But down the road, bonus points if you can make it pretty. So think about it practically. What questions can you answer for your customer base? What's the best way you can sort it? And then, like I said, bonus, can you make it pretty? Let's talk about content. Give the people what they want. A few tips. So the most important part, and I can't stress this enough, the most important part of Instagram is engagement. It's all about keeping the conversation going. So if you throw up a beautiful post with a really well-crafted caption and then people leave a bunch of comments and you don't comment back, you're missing a huge part of your audience. So I'll give you an example. This was a photo that we posted of the Great Trail or the Trans-Canada Trail through Tillsonburg. Right away, someone commented, where does this trail start in Tillsonburg? And we replied, you can hop on the trail on Tilson Ave, just south of North Street. So they didn't really have to wait very long, just a couple minutes for that reply, and then they were off to the races. Whereas if they put that up and then they had to wait 3 days or never got an answer, they might not come. So it's a really great way to actually capitalize on the audience you're building. This has kind of been a theme throughout the presentation, but the best content has your voice. Nobody else has to say exactly what you have to say. Be you, tell your story, and make them feel like they're a part of something. So one really great example of that is Chocolate Tea in Ingersoll. This is Cindy, and for anyone who knows Cindy, she is one of the warmest, smiliest people that you will ever meet. And her voice on Instagram really does reflect her personality. So this is just one example. We are open today 10 to 3. It sure feels good to be back. I've missed all of you. If you miss us, smiley face, Saturday, sorry. But you can almost hear Cindy saying that. Partnership. So partnership does well on all social media platforms. It's one of the first things I suggest when someone's looking at shaking things up. Is who can you partner with? Who are you already partnering with that you can be tagging or creating campaigns together? Instagram is better together. Partnership products, appreciation for another local business go over really well on Instagram. And just like on Facebook, be sure to tag them in your posts by typing at and then their handle. So for example, at Tourism Oxford. This is a good example. Gunshill Cheese sells their cheese to Big D's Sandwich in Woodstock, and they went and they visited and they took a picture of Big D himself and then said, check out Big D's Sandwich Shack's new menu, including a lot of our cheeses. Tried the veggie today and it was outstanding at Big D's Sandwich Shop. And then Big D has the option to add that to their story. I want to take a few minutes to talk about Instagram right now in the times of COVID, because now more than ever, it's important to inform your customers and make them feel safe and good about visiting you, because it's very easy for them to get discouraged right now. And one business that has done an awesome job about this is Heman's, just outside London in Thorndale. They've really kind of pioneered all these tips and tricks. So go and check them out. But basically, they have an entire highlight where they've saved all their COVID information. So when you should stay home, how many people are allowed inside, rules about shopping carts, about wearing masks, all kinds of stuff. They've also done a number of video tours of the store so that people can get acquainted, see that their staff is masked up, and get an idea before arriving what their visit is going to look like and what's expected of them as customers as well, because some of the onus does have to go there as well, right? Of your customers visually, okay? So remember that nobody who's on your Instagram, besides maybe your family or some of your regulars, have any context when they look at your stuff. So people don't know if you're alone in your shop. They don't know if you're in the same bubble as somebody in your store. So that's why it's best to always wear a mask in your videos right now and in your photos, and maintain 6 feet of distance. People want to feel safe before coming to your location, and you need to show them what they can expect. So this is a great example. Berrylicious Fruit Farm posted this at the Covent Garden Market, one of the markets they visited this summer. And as you can see, the staff is masked up. They've got hand sanitizer on the table, and they've got quite a wide table, so there's lots of space. It's important to keep in mind that people will not be browsing the way they normally would, kind of like meandering in shops, touching everything. People are more hesitant now, and I think that's totally reasonable, but there are ways that your brand will need to adjust to keep on top of that. So use Instagram posts and stories to show what products you have in store, get them excited, and video tours, like I said, are always really awesome. Make it very clear what their options are as well. So can they do contactless? Make that really clear. So here's a post that Dwell Urban Boutique in Ingersoll did, and I love this post for a couple of reasons. So they said, let's talk statement pieces, because these beauties are a must-have. Imagine a fresh face, simple outfit, and these, perfect for bringing some texture to life in any outfit, available online and in-store now. So first of all, they use that first content tip, similar to Ontario Travel. I can picture myself wearing these earrings because they've matched it up for me in my head. Wear it with a fresh face, a simple outfit, and these earrings. So I can already picture that. And then they said, very briefly, available online and in store, so I know how I can get them. Okay, so once you've kind of mastered all that stuff, just some other stuff that you might want to consider looking at on Instagram, because there are so many capabilities. Don't stress out if you're not there yet. And remember that you can always get in contact with me down the road, and I'm happy to help. So things to look at once you've nailed down the basics. IGTV is, IGTV allows you to post longer videos up to, I believe, 15 minutes, where people can swipe up to your website or whatever you want the link without having 10,000 followers. We're not seeing a ton of engagement on IGTV right now, but it might be worth testing the waters if it's something that you're interested in. Instagram Reels are really, no pun intended, being pushed by the Instagram algorithm right now while we make this video, which is February 2021. And basically they are like TikTok, but on Instagram. So these short little clips of video mashed together with text, with music. So that's a really cool way to use Instagram. It's fun, and chances are right now you, and if you do use that. And then Instagram guides. These are pretty new. So those are like curated content that you put together using your own posts or pulling from other people's posts. Trick here is that the analytics are not available for Instagram guides yet, but they're still a really cool way to, they're basically like a blog that lives on your Instagram. So check those out. Okay, so if you have any questions, I am always available to chat. So please shoot me an email, give me a call, find me on LinkedIn, and we can set up a time for a one-on-one call, or we can exchange emails. I am always available, so please just let me know. I work Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. generally, so I will get back to you as soon as I can. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Tourism Oxford. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you.